Hi, I'm James from Netvio, and in today's video we are going to be looking at how we use the Netvio GO app to control a hospitality solution using our JP460 AV over IP with Blaze amplification. The first thing we need to do in the Blaze amplifier is set the inputs and outputs to stereo to match the sources and display outputs that we're using in the install, which is done by going to input and setting all of them to stereo. Then we go to the outputs, in this case the zones, and set each of those to stereo as well, which will combine the outputs to be stereo. Obviously, if you're using mono sound, this will be different, but by default, our driver is configured to utilize stereo ins and outs to match the sources and displays in use in the install. Inside of Netvio 360, we already have an AV over IP system set up with 4 inputs and 2 outputs. And then I simply use the App Builder's auto creation tool by pressing Create App Project in the top right-hand corner. Once I press that, it's going to automatically assemble a project with 4 inputs and 2 outputs with all of the details for the Netvio controller pre-entered. If I'm using different sources and set-top boxes, then I can use our drivers by clicking here and then dragging the suitable drivers into the system. And then I can do that for each of my sources. And if I'm using display drivers, I can do the same on those. Then I'm going to set up my output areas, which I do by selecting an area. Output 1, I will call the main bar area and assign an appropriate image. And I do the same for area 2. With my areas set up, I can now add the Blaze driver from our driver list. Scroll down to the 508 and drag that in. I enter the IP address of the Blaze. All the other details are automatically entered, and then I can stick my speakers into each area. Duplicate the speaker, stick that into the second zone and connect that to zone B. Then I can connect each of the audio outs from my encoders, and that is exactly how I would have them configured in the hardware itself as well. So the outputs and input connections will mirror what I've set up in Netvio GO. And then it is simply a case of publishing that to your device, which you can do through one of 3 methods, using a QR code, uploading it directly to the controller, or by taking the file and emailing or messaging that to a device. In Netvio GO, we have our 3 options for loading the file. Here I'm going to press Scan QR Code, which will open the camera, and we can scan the QR code that was generated in 360. We'll see our main bar and cafe areas that we created, and inside of those we will be getting our Content Plus preview streams from the device. I can start switching the JP460 system now, and here at the bottom I've got my audio picker, so that I can select audio, which is going to switch the inputs on the Blaze amplifier and the volume controls. And if I toggle my laptop over to the Blaze input, we can see the volume sliders controlling and muting with 2-way feedback in the app, and that will work for all of the zones in the system. So that is how we set up a Blaze amplifier with Netvio GO. It takes minutes, not hours, and provides a multi-zone AV over IP with high quality audio system, all managed from an iPad, Android, or the Netvio TS13 touchscreen. Thanks very much for watching, and you can find more information at habitech.com and netvio.co.uk.